Everyone, we have Herod Surprise here, and we are about to see if the deck that we just made is any good, or if we can make any tweaks to it to make it seem any better. All right, let me start pulling up some card images for y'all. The Protector Lost Soul. This is not so good if opponents definitely not playing Matthew, so we'll see if my gamble pays off here. I have Storehouse in my hand. And got the new Overtaken card. Can't wait to try that combo out. All right, opponent's doing something. Looks like they're playing nativity cards. And this Resurrection Revealer is because they control a Gospel Angel. They're now negating my neutral cards. So all these neutral cards I have in my hand and didn't play are just going to be negated. However, I learned that Overtaken, you can't really negate this ability because it's attaching modifiers to something. And modifiers cannot be negated, per se. So I should have this game. I should have been able to activate Overtaken and do some stuff with it, but unfortunately, I thought I was just going to get negated by Resurrection Revealer. All right, speaking of the Resurrection, they're going to use it to get a good Fortress out of their deck and some good heroes. And this card's just so good. So I'm playing an Old Testament offense, so I can't really use the Resurrection. But man, this makes me wish I could. I get a card. Let's see, what do I get instead? Yeah, look at the power level of the dominance. Like, oh boy, I get out of their hands. Yay, I guess. So they're banning some of their best heroes into battle. Yep, and John the Fisherman, he can toss the next enhancement and draw two. Oh, great. And they also have a Priest of Zeus out now, so even if I try to drop cards to try and get back into the game, they're just going to be discarding stuff from my territory. And the Protector Lost Soul, like, just having it, you're gonna have like maybe a dead dominant in your hand, and that's just so bad. Why can't I play Resurrection in this deck? That would be so good. Dude, imagine like an Old Testament Resurrection, like search deck for Storehouse. We end up the 3 like Sons of Jacob into play. That would be fire. All right, but I can only wish about that. Anyways, Mary's coming in. She's reserving my 3 Woes. Well, that's great. That was played as an evil card, so she can target it. She also gets to take a star card from reserve. Oh, okay. I'm going to go for a Herod's Temple block with Herod Agrippa. Toss enhancements in battle, and I don't think there's much opponent can do to get out of that. Okay, opponent asking for a second to think. They just used a crouch choice to take a good card from their deck. And they got the 3 Woes and negated my Herod's Temple. So now the card that I tossed, I reserved from the top of my deck, that's going back on my deck. Now my Herod block is looking really weak. I just have to rely on they don't have anything right now. Dude, I'm just so sad. Nothing's working. Cool. They're banning a bunch of boys into battle. Normally I wouldn't be so worried about this, but Gabriel is negating my Herod. He's like interrupting his protection ability. And because he's negating my Herod's negate, who I chose to negate Resurrection Revealer, there's a little bit of a rules question about, do my Lost Souls like duel, and do my Lost Souls like defiled trigger? And we asked it in the Discord, and apparently they don't. But that was typed much later than the game. And in the moment of the game, in order to give me like a fighting chance, we decided to let me search off of my Lost Soul and also draw off of Defiled. Because without this game is just like so over. So just to try and make the game interesting. And this is a casual game. So, because yeah, look at my hand, man. It's just so bad. Banning John back into battle, drawing 2 more cards, tossing next enhancement. I mean, this card's like better than every single character in my deck, you know, every single hero. This card is the card I wish I could play in Patriarchs. I want to ban this guy into battle all the time, because tossing next evil enhancement and drawing 2, that's like come on, man. Come on. Because look, like what do I have to work with? Like, cool. Negate an evil card. Negate evil characters, you know. All these evil characters nowadays are like cannot be prevented, so like this effect's like not even that good. Oh boy, I get to take a good Genesis card from deck, you know. Prevent the next evil. I mean, that's good, but it's like not as good as toss, you see? And this one's like not even a guaranteed prevent. It's like if opponent underdecks an evil card in their territory, like, sure. Dude, I don't know about these patriarchs, man. I'm having some second thoughts about these. Just compared to like the Gospel of Christ offenses, it's just like, all right, let's take a look. Right. So here's like a 12/12 that draws 2 and negates cards, cannot be prevented. You know, it's just like, bro, come on. Bro. This card's like, again, like this is a single card is just better than every single patriarch, I feel like. And plus you get to run cards like Stable and Star of Bethlehem to just draw you a billion cards and keep up. And Mary's just so solid. Like, we're really seeing the difference in offenses right now. So anyways, we're just trying to resolve this effect here. All right, so anyways, I decided to grab some cards out of my deck to try and fight it. We're pretending that I actually have a chance in this game. I grabbed a Revolt and a Reclaimed by Egypt. We're trying this card out. I don't know if it's that good. Probably going to cut it. So we had to toss the Reclaimed by Egypt. Oh wait, what did I toss? I guess I decided to toss my... Okay, it doesn't matter because before I get the chance to play next enhancement, they're just going to Angel Lord my dude. So they have answers for everything. I'm not even like getting to play my deck right now, man. Yeah, while I was playing this game, I was getting a little frustrated and sad because I was so excited to like play this deck. And, you know, this is like the first time we're taking it out. I was expecting, you know, to at least like do my thing, but I just have a Denarius in play. When I drew all those cards off of the Defiled Lost Soul, the Priest of Zeus just attacked a bunch of stuff in my territory. So yeah, the deck's feeling pretty clunky right now. Let's see, I drew a Herod's Guard, drew my Jacob again, okay, and Judah. So at least I can do an attack this turn. I could put Peace on Jacob, Jacob banned to Judah. You know, hopefully that's good enough. And again, their hand's protected and my neutrals are being negated. At least I drew some more blockers for next turn. But I just want to say, like, this is just part of the process of building decks. You're going to build stuff and you're going to play it, and things aren't going to go the way you planned. You know, you're going to quickly find weaknesses in your deck building decisions. And instead of getting frustrated by that, you should kind of welcome that process. At least that's what I'm trying to do here in retrospect. It's easy to get frustrated and discouraged that your idea didn't work, but I don't know. It's just, maybe it's kind of cliche, but Thomas Edison didn't make the light bulb on the first attempt. He made it after thousands of attempts. So as long as we're like learning and drawing insights and thinking about like why things are happening the way they are, we're going to become better redemption players at the end of the day. So for me, I'm thinking like, how do I make my deck not so weak to these scattered effects, you know? Scattered sheep. I guess they're scattered. And then there's Reap the Whirlwind, you know? These cards are just game over whenever somebody tries to play one down, you know? So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe I should just play the cross then, because it tosses any enhancements with the word negated in the special ability. And plus this would slow down the game, which makes my slower deck a little bit better. If opponents had drawing all these cards and they're stuck with all these dominants in their hand, you know, maybe I'll have a chance to keep up with them. So like, I'm just trying to take notes and takeaways for future versions of the deck. And also ways to like fight against their cards that try to get all of my characters in battle. Aside from Peace and aside from Goshen, I could do Jacob banded to Malak, the Nameless. That would protect heroes in battle from evil cards. So they'd have to pair this with like Interrupt the Battle or Regardless of Protection. So the next version of this deck, I'm probably going to try to use the other Jacob and try to put Malak in too. And here's Goliath. Great. I like Goliath. So he just withdrew my giant attack and he said, you can present a new hero in battle, but guess what? I want to try adding Captain of the Host in. Jacob banded to Captain of the Host seems really strong. And plus, if I was able to add him into battle with like the Jacob's Ladder, he could negate stuff that was trying to get rid of my Patriarchs in the first place. So yeah, I'm just taking notes, seeing what I would try out for next time. It feels like I only have one more turn here before he just wins the game. So the skull score might just be 0-5, a complete disaster. But at least we learned from it, eh? Okay, I'm trying to think what my strongest block is. I do have an Amalekites Slave in my hand, so I can grab something from my deck. This Reclaimed by Egypt's not really cutting it for me. It's cute, and in theory it should go well with the Herods, but like, I just don't think it's good enough. I think I'd just be better off by playing like Abandonment in the main deck. Yep, like this card or some Feudal Inquisition. Okay, let's decide what kind of block we can go here. I wish I had a way to gain initiative, but Mary is just a 3/1, so no matter what I do, I'm probably not going to be able to get initiative in battle. I really want to play this card, but I'm not going to have initiative to do it. This card's in my reserve. A card that someone suggested that I put in the deck is Duplicity, and I actually love that idea. So this would allow me to not have initiative and play Romans Destroy Jerusalem from my reserve and kind of have it be a surprise. So definitely going to add this card in for the next version of the deck. And that way I don't have to rely on just having Herod Antipas. Okay, so the video cut out there for a second, but we're back now. So all this to say, Herod Antipas didn't succeed in his last block, and opponent just won the game with Son of God's Second Coming. The game's over. And yeah, this deck is a really rough draft. And I was just saying, I expect this deck to keep changing and morphing. Definitely have a lot of notes for how I feel like I can improve it right now. Like I might swap out the offense, definitely make some tweaks here and there. But thanks for watching. See you later.